Hey y'all, just wanted to touch base. I know there's a lot of craziness going on, but we are still battling LifeWise here in Everett. And if many of you don't know, they did end up suing the school district because they want special treatment and they want the district to bend the knee. And thankfully, the district didn't. And so at this point, we're going back to the school board meeting tomorrow, and we are still going to bring up LifeWise, and we are still going to tell the school board, hey, we support you. We still want you to kick them out though, because they consistently violate policy like this. So my friend, who also cleans my house, she had her children in LifeWise last year, but once she learned who they were and what they represent and who they're affiliated with, i.e. the Heritage Foundation and Project 2025, she pulled her children out. When I saw her last week, she comes to me and she goes, are you still doing that pushback against LifeWise? And I said, yeah, we are. I said, in fact, we're going to the school board meeting this Tuesday. And she goes, she was like, my daughter was handed like a card, and I'll bring it to you. So she brought it to me this morning, and it's this, right? It doesn't say LifeWise on it, but the kids are bringing it back and they're passing it out to their little friends, and the QR code goes to LifeWise. Why do we allow such horribly dishonest people to have this kind of access to our children? Why would you want to? And I know, I know there's a lot of people out there that feel like it would be inappropriate to stand out in front of that school when kids are getting off the bus, sending them a message that LifeWise isn't good for you and stop indoctrinating your little friends. But I'm about that close. And it's a public sidewalk. These children need to be woken up by other parents because the school district isn't going to do it because they can't. Are the teachers going to have to constantly be on the lookout for shit like this? Because they're still trying to infiltrate the school with stuff that doesn't say LifeWise, but the QR code goes to it. And we know how many of these kids have phones. You know, parents now every second of the day want to know that they can reach their child, which in this era, I can completely understand that. But this is a violation of district policy. LifeWise is filling that out because does that look like a little 6 and 7-year-old's handwriting to you? No, an adult wrote this, put a LifeWise QR code stamp on it, and sent it back to school telling the kids that are going to LifeWise to pass these out to your little friends. It's a violation of policy. They continue to do and be disingenuous, flat out lie, and just quite frankly, they're gross. They're a gross body of people that want kids to be obedient and authoritarian minded so they can, join ICE when they grow up later on in their life. So be at the school board meeting tomorrow night. I'm going to give you a little inspiration by showing you the video from last time if you haven't seen it, when we filled the room and everybody stood up to push back against LifeWise and to show the board and the district that we are on your side. Get these Christian nationalists out. You didn't have a reason to let them in the first place other than fear. There's no reason that you can't kick them out. You have the law on your side. Even with this lawsuit, it is your right to rescind Everett School Board anytime you want this invitation that they were allowed to have. This is just another violation of school policy. They shouldn't be allowed to continue to exist while breaking the rules. Nobody else would get that kind of fucking leeway. But of course, religion. All right, well, tomorrow, 4:30 is when the school board meeting at the 40th and Broadway, and we hope to see y'all there. Take care. Bye.
Process. The district is under no legal obligation to further expand access to children and their families. In short, you write the rules. And if they want to continue to operate in Everett, they are legally expected to follow them. Again, I know you know this. I state all of this publicly to say that I see you. We see you. All of you who support public schools, please stand silently to show the board. We see how you have exercised your legal right to set the boundaries which LifeWise is bound to follow, and you do so under the authority of both state and federal case law. LifeWise is here by your leave, and that is a fact. It's also a fact that the Pacific Northwest is the least religiously affiliated area of this country, meaning that the overwhelming majority of those living here support secular education. You can see this demonstrated by those commenting under the Everett Herald article. The overwhelming majority of nearly 1,000 comments are pro-Everett School District. There are similar results in Facebook groups, all in our community, who support you, and the majority do not want you to back down. They want you to remember that you are in control and in power here. Please take courage by our presence here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you.